Greetings friends, it's Liam Maynard here with CashIsTheAnswer.com, and today we're talking about using Instagram video ads to help grow your business. Let's get started. So, Instagram, I'm sure you will agree, is a huge platform these days. It's got over 1 billion active users and growing, so there's a lot of interest in Instagram and using that to grow your business and to build up an audience. So here are some of the top things you want to know about running video ads. Okay, so first of all, you have a number of options here in terms of the placement of your ads. So video feeds would be, obviously, as the name would imply, in your Instagram feed. And this has the highest potential to grab people's attention because it's where most people are. They go onto Instagram and they'll be scrolling through their feed, and then your job is to capture their attention, because this is essentially, with all ads, including Facebook ads as well, that this is your job here is disruption marketing, right? So because people are busy and they're in the middle of a cat video or whatever it is, so you want to be able to grab their attention, and one of the best ways of doing that is to be right where they are in their video feed. So you want to utilize feed ads, and your other option would be the stories. Now the stories also have obviously a great placement because a lot of people will see your story ads, but they only appear for about 24 hours. They do have a high click-through rate because of their placement on the Instagram platform, but because of their short duration, you want to make sure that what you're running here is only a few seconds long, knowing that it only lasts for 24 hours, and so you want to run limited time offers to these ads, right? Now, a third option is canvas ads. These are fast. They're typically mobile optimized, as in they work best on a mobile phone, and which generally is the way Instagram works in any event. But they have an in-app landing page, right? So it's just another placement that you can use. So this is it's basically a website within the app that you can utilize to capture your customers' information and move them on to the next step. And with all of these things, in terms of running video ads in general, you want to really not just do one. It's usually best to do a combination of different placements. So use all these things, and then you can see inside your business manager account which ones are actually getting you engagement and subscribers and sales, which ones are working and which ones are not, and then you just turn off the ones that aren't working and that are costing you more money, right? So you want to try a number of these things. The other one down here is carousel ads. Now the nice thing about carousel ads is you swipe through a number of different pictures or videos in this case, and they can tell a story. And that can work out really well for trying to get your point across, because a lot of people, they watch these videos with the sound off. And so you really have to make sure that the video, the image, the story, and the text that is related to that really takes them through a story. And so they don't really need to have the sound off to understand what it is that you are about and are offering. And then just make sure that it's about, a minute or less. So 60 seconds. In general, on Instagram, it has to be less than 2 minutes. So we're recommending it not be more than a minute here. Now, the other choice you've got here is IGTV, which is a different placement because they can be a lot longer, like an hour max. So with IGTV, you want to do behind the scenes stuff and tutorials and things that are a bit longer, because that will allow you to really engage with your audience and get them to know, like, and trust you more by giving them behind the scenes content, tutorials, step-by-step segments that you can't really do in the less than 2 minute format that you've got on the other placements. So you want to mix that in there as well if it's part of your strategy. Now, when you're thinking about making these video ads, there's a few different strategy points you want to keep in mind. And the first one is think like a consumer, as in think like your customer. You want to identify and solve some key problems that they've got. So think about either you want to sell or inform, right? Now, to do any of that, the best thing, and actually for any ads in general, you have to understand your audience. So take a look at the comments that people are making, both on Instagram and I would say also on Facebook and platforms like, you can go to YouTube and related types of videos to the type of product and service that you sell and take a look at the comments that people are making, because you want to really dig into what are people's pain points and desired outcomes, right? You can also do things like join groups that are associated with your industry or niche and see what people are saying. You can take a look at forums. Sometimes you can have some great comments there, places like Quora, Reddit, things like that. But you want to really dig into what are people's pain points and desired outcomes, because if you know that, it makes making your video ads, or any ads for that matter, much easier, because you're not really guessing. You're digging into things that you know are an issue for people, and they're much more likely to engage with you if that's what you're talking about. So you want to focus on conversion rates and engagement as well, okay? And now, a big part of that would be the thumbnail aspect for Instagram ads, but also just making sure that you have a clear call to action, right? Because people will generally not understand. I know that sounds strange, but people on Facebook and Instagram and elsewhere, or anywhere for that matter, you really have to give people instructions for 5-year-olds, because they won't. If you tell someone to click on something, they're much more likely to actually do it. If you don't tell people what the next step is and what they need to do next, if it doesn't have a clear call to action, what they'll do is they'll take a look at your video ad and they'll say cool and move on. You have to actually tell them what you want them to do and what the next step is. And lastly here, the do's and don'ts. Just remember, in all of the things that you're doing with your video ads, just make sure it's not boring, right? You want to add value and have it be entertaining. So that's the nature of social media in general, is that people want to be entertained. And anytime you're running an ad, you're running disruption marketing. So you have to stop them from their cat video and move them on to whatever it is that you want, the next action you want them to take in your sales funnel. So make sure that it's short, friendly, and positive. Now, if you want more information and strategies on how to go about doing all of this, we do have a free series called 5 Steps to Facebook Fortune, and Facebook owns Instagram, so that would include your Instagram ads. But you can check that out somewhere on this video in the description. It's a free 5-part video series on how to do that. There's also a masterclass on building a 7-figure business online. All of that is, and that's put on by our buddy John Pemberthy. So he's done multiple 7 figures online, and there's a free class which takes you all the way from your irresistible offer to your landing page, to bridge pages, to sales pages, to how to follow up, to getting the sale, and everything in between. So all that's free. Just check that out somewhere around this video, likely in the description. Hope you find this helpful. Speak to you soon.